Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dapper Diary. One of the great benefits of wintertime is the ability to accessorize. You can wear some nice pair of leather gloves, or you can have a colorful scarf to wear. But summertime, there's not really much you can do in terms of accessories. However, one of the things you can do is wear a hat. And that is what we are going to be talking about today. Why you should wear a hat, and specifically this hat, the Twister Open Crown 20X Straw Hat. Stay tuned. So why would you even wear a hat? Well, for one, it's functional. It keeps the sun out of your face and your eyes, and the nice sweatbands on the inside will help keep the sweat off of your brows and out of your eyes as well. Now, it doesn't need to be a Western hat or a cowboy hat like this. It can be something like a fedora if it works well with your face. They don't work well on my head because I have a really round freaking head, so I stick with cowboy hats. Am I a cowboy? No. Do I wish I was one? Yeah. Am I still gonna absolutely wear the living crap out of this hat? You bet your ass I will. So let's take a closer look at this hat. This is the Twister Open Crown 20X Shantung Straw Cowboy Hat. I'm Chinese, I should be able to say this. This is Chinese, I think. So Twister is the brand. Pretty popular, I see them around a lot. Definitely not as prestigious as Bailey's, Resistol, or Stetson, but very nice indeed. So Shantung Straw is the name of the straw that is made of. The properties are that it is quite durable, and it is not waterproof, but water resistant enough that it will help you if there's a light shower. And it is pretty good at retaining its shape. As you can see, it's something that hats really do need to be able to retain the shape of the crown and the brim. And it is also quite lightweight, so I can wear this around all day long and it doesn't really feel that heavy. So what does it mean by 20x? X is the X factor, and it is an indicator of the quality of the hat. The general rule is that the more X's there are, the better quality the hat is. Now it differs between straw hats like this and felt hats. Felt hats, it usually indicates what percentage of the material is beaver fur compared to rabbit fur or wool. But straw hats, it's usually more of an indicator of the quality of the straw and also the tightness of the weave. But keep in mind, the X factors are limited to Western hats only. They do not apply to other kind of hats like fedoras. So why would you spend the extra money to get a higher X straw hat, a tighter weave? Well, a tighter weave will improve its water resistance, which will definitely help you in a light shower. Second, it does improve the durability of the hat. And third, it's smoother to the touch. It feels nicer and it looks a bit nicer. This hat, when I originally got it, was open crown, which means that the crown was not shaped before I got it. It was just a full domed top. The benefit of an open crown hat is that it is more customizable. You can have the person shape the crown to anything you like. You can go with a classic cattleman's crease, or you can go with a standard teardrop. It can be any of your liking. So an open crown does provide more customizable options and a better fit because you can dictate how much of the crown is indented and shaped. But one downside is that it is more prone to human error. For example, with my hat, you can kind of see that it is a little bit crooked, as in the front of the hat is not straight. It's difficult to tell, man. But in person, there's a very slight deviation, but that's just something that comes with the cost of having a person shape the crown for you compared to a machine. And this hat does have a very nice leather sweatband on the inside that does help keep the sweat off of my face when I'm sweating my ass off. So fit and sizing is probably the most important part of buying a cowboy hat, or any hat for that matter, because if it doesn't fit well, you're not going to wear it, and you just spend a lot of money for something you don't actually use. So my hat is 7 3/8 inch, and that is going to be how big the actual hat is in terms of its opening. But that is generally the most important one. It's going to be how the hat feels around your head. But this is the part where it gets very tricky, depending on how your head is shaped. As you can see, the hat is oval. But my head, for example, is round as shit. Which means that if I get a hat that is snug on the sides, it's going to be loose at the front and in the back, like this one is. However, if I get a hat that is snug on the front and back, it's going to be too dang tight on the sides of my head. The most common way that they fix this is that you get the hat that fits the side of your head the best, and then they will give you some sort of a padding on the inside. And they will put it on the inside of your sweatband. They'll put a padding like this, and they'll just stick it onto the inside of the sweatband. And that will help keep the front and the back more snug. Alternatively, you could ask the person who's going to sell you the hat if it's possible that you just size down, get the hat that is snug front to back, they steam the hat, and then possibly stretch out the sides a little bit. That could work, but it's a lot more risky. Some hats are going to be more oval shaped, which is going to fit certain heads. Other hats are going to have a more rounder shape, which means a little bit wider on the side and shorter from the back to the front. That's going to fit my head better, but I haven't really found that many cowboy hats that have that sort of size, which is why I just have to do the padding. Lastly, it's going to be the depth of the crown. For example, some hats, the crease on the side and on the top goes too far down, which means that there's not much space for my head to actually sit properly into the hat, which means the hat is just kind of floating on the top of my head and not really holding on to anything. And all of these reasons is why I would highly recommend that you purchase a hat in person at a store and not order online, because it gets really tricky and different hats fit very differently. However, there are other forms of hats, which is not part of this video, so I won't talk about it. But there are other hats that can work with a pair of shorts and some boat shoes. But not cowboy hats. Not cowboy hats. When it comes to styling, I don't think it's too complicated. For a cowboy hat, I think that some nice pair of jeans or linen pants, along with a nice pair of boots and a button-up shirt or a t-shirt, they all work perfectly fine. But whatever you do, do not wear shorts with a cowboy hat. I mean, you can, but just don't. Just don't. Don't wear a cowboy hat with shorts, please. And that's going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and consider subscribing. It would be very helpful to my small channel. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I will be sure to get to them as soon as I can. That's going to be it for today. I'll see you guys next time. Stay dapper.